Alright, we do have an unlisted stream. Awesome. Oh. It's actually nuts. I still can't use copyrighted music even when I'm doing this for some reason. It's actually the most frustrating thing in the world. Let me actually make it to where you guys can hear the music. There we go. It's actually the most frustrating. I just don't even know how it's even... I don't know how it's actually a thing, but it is. So that's awesome. I love that for me. I really, really love that for me. Let's see here. Okay, I have everything good, I think. Here's a good on mine. I'm just gonna relax and chill for a second. If you guys are joining in, come say hi, come say hey, come say what's up. This has a like. I'm not even sure how it has a like, but it does. So that's awesome. This will typically be done on my Civil GG channel. This will typically be done on my Civil GG channel. What's good, Seahawks? How you doing today, baby? I'm gonna take one of my headphones out. The most frustrating thing in the world, I swear to God, is I can't play actual music. Even I like got something in my back. Something about the way I slept. I need to go. I kind of want to see a chiropractor, but I'm like afraid that if I go, it'll just be like the worst thing ever. Or like, no, I'm afraid that if I go to a chiropractor, same with like a masseuse, right? It's like once you go once, it's like they have you for life, and that's what I'm afraid about. I'm actually genuinely fearful of that. But you know, we'll probably start at like 8:05 East. Till then, I'm just gonna be dicking around. Just cause like there's no like, this is gonna be uploaded as a VOD anyways. So honestly, I have no idea how many people are gonna come in here. I'm gonna go over a couple things I want to go over. I'm gonna go over a couple things that like I got sent to me in the forum, and just go from there. I have no idea. I have really no clue how many people are gonna be in here. But I mean, we used to do this back on Twitch. Probably the last one was about a year ago. What's up, Clarence? Clarence the Seahawks in here. The last one we did it here was about a year ago, and we did it on Twitch, and people liked it. And I like doing it too, but I couldn't figure out the right way to to go about it correctly, where like it made sense, and like there was a lot of like conflicts with like what I could say and what I wasn't allowed to talk about, like with like the TNC and whatnot too, or like inside my ebooks. It wasn't like formatted super well either. Like it didn't really make sense because like anybody who missed it was just kind of like they were kind of screwed. What's good, Jay Breeze? What's going on, fellas? Yeah, we're gonna start this probably like 8:05 Eastern, 7:05 Central, good guy standard time. And yeah, honestly, for the first few minutes, you guys can probably hear me just dicking around, fucking repeating the same shit over and over again until we start answering some questions. I got a good amount here, and I have some stuff that I want to go over too. Can you go over there? Yeah. I have some good questions too, and then like I said, some stuff I want to go over, some stuff talking about what we're gonna be adding to ebooks. I think this is gonna be what I'm really excited about with this is I think it's gonna be a super beneficial thing to use. I feel like with a lot of ebooks, like no matter how well I explain it, right? And tell me how my sound is with the music and my voice. But no matter how well I explain something or write it down, or any other creator, right? There's always like you have questions, like because I just can't do a good enough job. I never will be able to, at least not for literally everybody. So I think it's like an awesome way to add on to like what ebooks we have, like just figuring things out and like little because I be seeing dudes who are so close to running shit perfectly, and they do just like the one little dumbass thing that just makes it not work, you know? I remember one dude last year, I had this coaching session with somebody last year, right? And it was something with the rollout corner. It was something like that. But the dude, so the rollout corner was like going to the right. This dude, I swear to fucking God, this dude, instead of rolling out to the right, he was rolling out to the left and trying to throw it. And I'm like, and I get a text from, we're texting before, and he goes, I just can't figure out, like, these rollout corners just aren't open for me. I'm like, that's so weird. Let's figure it out. And we get into this game, and he's literally rolling out the wrong way. And I'm like, what are you doing? And he mentioned, he goes, there was nothing in the ebook that said which way I actually have to roll out. I was like, geez, like, I mean, I kind of thought it was obvious to roll out towards the corner, to throw the corner, but I mean, yeah, it makes sense. So like, I don't know, I think this is such a beneficial thing. Let's go to Hollow. I think this is gonna be a really, really beneficial thing to add on. And having these as VODs on the website too, I think are gonna be super, 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 super helpful as people go back through and stuff like that. I might even like give it like a little bit of notes about what we talked about in each one. I just think it's gonna be a really cool way to like to add on to what we're already doing. I feel like that just sounds like it was bad, Seahawks. It really was. I've never been more like, are you serious? I thought I got trolled, to be honest with you. But I just think like it's gonna be a really cool way. I feel like I like the format of my ebooks right now, and I want to hear feedback from you guys too. If you like how things are formatted. I had like the little tabs. I don't know if anybody else really uses the tabs like that to switch between plays. I have the write-up, the pictures. I mean, I think I love what we're doing with the pictures. I really do. I think the pictures are such an awesome. I think it's such an awesome. And I'll pull one up here, for you guys to see exactly what I'm talking about. But you guys probably already know. Let's go to PC and let's make sure I don't show any of my hidden stuff. Boom. Yeah, I think this stuff. I think like this stuff is so helpful right here, dude. Oh, geez, I can't do what I thought I could. And I like doing this. I think this is so helpful on top of like the little write-ups that we already have, and then on top of obviously the actual videos. And I try to keep the videos short, dude. I just don't think there's any reason to have these long-ass videos explaining a simple cover 3 bomb. You know? See, I always forget your Vitch, dude. I always forget your Vitch. What's up, Yanyo? Yanyo, I know you're traveling. So if you pop in and out, there's no worries. But yeah, we're going to give it a couple more minutes. See, and then, yeah, like I said, like I just like the idea of this. I really do. And having these as VODs, I think, are awesome. I like it. And like I think by the end of the year, we keep on doing this every single month. I think this is going to grow into something where we have a lot of people coming in consistently and watching these back, arriving to the Pentages. Which helo are you using? The Apache? Oh my gosh. This weekend I went in the taxi right now. Taxi, not limo? I actually had a limo in Vegas. I don't think I talked about my Vegas trip ever. Have I ever talked about my Vegas trip really? This dude Nick Mazesco hooks us up with a limo to leave the airport. One of the coolest fucking experiences I've ever had in my life. One of the coolest things I've ever experienced in my life. Let's skip this song. I have it in one ear and it's terrible. I still can't play copyrighted music. It's insane. This is literally an unlisted stream. So that's awesome. Really happy about that. No, literally one of the coolest things in the history of literally ever was a limo ride. If you ever get the chance to, it was the coolest thing. And they're not even expensive. Like, they're really not even expensive. Like, when Nick told me how much he paid, it was like, oh. Like, I thought it was going to be like hundreds. No, it wasn't even bad. Oh, man, I was happy. I was a happy camper for the time. I'll give it a couple more minutes. We have good questions. We have how much for feet picks? That's the first one. That's awesome. How to roll out when they're containing more consistently. That's an easy one I can talk about. It's really, really easy. Reading defenses pre-snap. That's hard, but I like talking about it because there are things that I like to do. Especially when I was playing more competitively, I was really trying to when I really had to think about what they were doing defensively. Subbing and safeties at 3-5. Advantages of blocking tight ends instead of always delay fading. That's actually a really good question. There's a lot of value to that. What's the easiest and most effective way to read a defense once the ball has been snapped? So we have 2 of reading the defenses. I need help playing defense on current gen. I've seen people make adjustments without moving their cursor, so basically just quick adjusting. Stopping the run and under center runs are killing me. Okay. Gun bunch. So yeah, I actually when talking about gun bunch, Washington has an awesome gun bunch, dude. I'm actually gonna start running it. Thanks, Yanyo. I'm trying to pull up to school in the limo. No, exactly. Like, I honestly, I want to talk about this a little bit really fast. I think the first thing is probably the best thing to do is, what time is it? 7:04. We just get into it. 'Cause I had something I wanted to cover just a little bit. Let's go over to gameplay. And I talked about this a little bit inside the defensive ebook. Is like the run defense. I'll be 100% honest with you guys. I really have not had issues with people running the ball. I had somebody run with full Derrick Henry the other day on me for about 30 times for like 4.5. and like he was giving me a tour. I was like, all right, I feel pretty fine. But I realized I kind of had a lapse in how I explain the run defense, because honestly, I don't really do a whole lot. Let's just go. Can we just go into random runs here? And let me actually pull up. Let me pull up the chat. Yeah, so Corners, you said you get towed down all the time. Yeah, I've had the issue, so I guess, and I've heard that from a few people. So so that's on me to do a better job of explaining a little bit here. So there's two things, right? There's two things. One is Mike Blitz 3 running just a normal defense for the most part. And two, our super, dear God, please get a stop, please, dear God, is cover 2 man. All right? A lot of times I'll start out on Mike Blitz 3, and I'll usually start out with the, oh, geez, this controller be whacking sometimes. And usually I'll honestly start out with this defense right here that we usually run. It's also because that does, unfortunately, that does play a decent part in like shedding. So usually I'll stay right here, right on top of the D tackle like we usually do, right? And that's pretty normal. But the other thing is, if you're having issues stopping these runs, like, well, let's see what this is. So right here, like, right, huge hole. Now, mind you, with 2 controllers, it's not gonna be like the best like runs ever, or yeah, the best runs ever. But what we can do is, one, make sure the slot corner's on the correct side. Sometimes he gets messed up, so you want him on the strong side. But the bigger thing is, instead of taking your user right here, because some of these runs, a lot of times, like these power O's, people are like, they're hitting more of these outside gaps. Either they're hitting it all the way to the corner, or they're taking it up like probably, you know, right in between 72 and 81 right here. Take your user and just move them back. Move them back. The blitz won't come in very well, but you're going to give your user a lot more flexibility in terms of where you can run. Now, you will get picked up sometimes, but you see, if we are able to bring these guys down, you're going to have a lot more like, flexibility in terms of your user movement, and you're going to be able to free people up a lot better too. You see right here, he's able to come free. He's able to come free. And I mean, sheds are I feel like sheds are pretty good. We're not going to be able to shoot gaps this year just because the user's way too hard. But I mean, like this guy right here is able to make a play, able to come down, and this ball starts at the 30. He comes down and makes contact. I mean, if my user doesn't shed right here at the 35, it's like I haven't had a huge issue with gaping runs yet really this year, honestly, at all. Besides the occasional one popping. Again, right here, like, let's see, we can just hesitate for a second. And again, like, it's a 4-yard gain. We're not blowing it up like this. Just because, what's good, Blake? It is extremely hard to blow up runs, but moving your user back gives you so much more flexibility in what you can do. And right here, right, like, I was able to shoot this gap, but he was going to take it outside. So I'm number 6 right here. And so I'm able to take it a little bit more outside and take on this block. And this is actually just a crazy ball carry move from the CPU. Being able to do this. Typically, most people just fall. Who's the best user right now? I mean, a lot of people use Morig in Mutt. I think that's how you pronounce his name. A lot of people use Morig right now, but there's a few. Isaiah Simmons is a great budget guy. I'm not sure, like, does this kind of like strategy like make sense where like the first thing I do is, if I really think someone's running the ball a lot on me, is bring this guy back. Just because, honestly, if they want to live and die, Ed Reed's really good. It's just he's so much better utilized in other places, I feel like. Like up top or even at corner. He's so fast, but you are right. He is really good. I haven't used Buddha yet. I haven't. He just came out. Another thing, too, if you really know the running, is to start pressing, obviously. That is another thing to do. But just bringing him back. So the way you beat Hall of Fame Truck is, and again, the run stick isn't going to be awesome here just because it's 2 controllers, so it's going to be a little slow. Is honestly, like, these guys, I've played one person in about 100 games who ran the ball literally every play, who wasn't getting huge chunks, right? Most people will start to pass at some point this year right now. That's just the way the game is. Very few people are going to run the ball literally every single play. When they do, like, for the most part, this does a... What does this run? Okay, well, if they run that on you, they score a touchdown, I guess. But very few people are running the ball literally every single play constantly. They're just not really. Now, with these inside zones, actually, this is a whatchamacallit, a base. I show this in the ebook. It's a little hard to do in practice mode, but I kind of like to loop like this if I think they might be running. Let's see if I can get it. And I mean, it's not gonna be like the best thing ever, but again, you can see, because we're in this cover 3 shell, the safety is gonna come down pretty hard consistently. Shooting gaps right now is just, you just can't shoot gaps, which makes the run game really good. But you see, again, like, this is another situation where we have this guy coming down, and it's a one-on-one with him for probably about a 4 or 5 yard gain. And it's just another example of it. Like, this year is not the year, at least as of now, with how the users are, to be able to shoot runs in the backfield. You just can't. You just cannot consistently do it. As much as I wish you could, you just can't. So if I think someone's really running the ball on me and I can't shoot the gap from down here, because this is where I'll try to shoot the gap if I do want to. You know, I'll try to do that, and sometimes I get toasted. I don't get any kind of shoot. I will just back my user up. Just back them up. And honestly, like, that's going to stop a lot of it. The other fallback option we have, and right there's an example where we're able to actually come free. The next thing that you guys are going to really like, if you're actually playing somebody who's running the ball every single play, is this defense. The same defense as, I believe, last year, 2 years ago was really popular. Let's just go into random runs again, okay? Random run is this cover 2 man, okay? We're just going to spread the D-line like we are. We're going to spy both of these safeties. That's going to get both of them coming downhill, if I can get my controller not to be buggy. That's going to get both of these safeties to come downhill. I'll show it in instant replay. And when they run, obviously it is a bad run right here. Keep the user back, and then you're going to see how they're going to fill the gap a ton. So worst case scenario, you go cover 2 man. I show this in the ebook too, and you spy both your safeties. Because if you don't know, both these safeties, they're spied. They come downhill immediately. This is super, hey, this is run defense. Like this is, hey, this is Hall of Fame truck. This is the dunge, right? But you're going to see, like, this is going to get so many people to the ball. And your user has so much free flow because he's so far back, he's not going to get picked up immediately. This is going to get so many people to the ball. So many. It's such a good thing to do against anybody who you think might be blitzing or might be running the ball constantly. And you can even move these guys down if you have time. And if you get kind of proficient in setting it up, you can do that. I'll do that pretty consistently. Right here's another example where we're able to make the play with our user. And not only that, we actually had a gap shoot inside that he just took it outside. I would never really do this against shotgun too much just because it's too much of a passing threat. But again, against shotgun, it's the same idea. I don't know why he came down. It's just practice mode being dumb. But it's really the same idea. These spied safeties do such... Okay, they ran a reverse. That's awesome. That's actually fucking sick. Doesn't spying safeties help too? Yeah, Hollow. Yeah, that's what we're doing right now. I think you're a little behind, Hollow. But yeah, like that. This is kind of our like, okay, geez, like, did they really run the same play again? That's actually insane. We're going to random runs right now, and they just ran the same play twice. No, you're good, Hollow. Oh, can we... Bro, what the fuck? This examples of why recording the ebook was actually misery, just because it was just this constantly, just bugs. But it's the same thing. Like, you can spy both your safeties, and it's going to help you so much. And I feel like I see that stuff happen a lot, but I really yet to have a game where I felt like I was just getting gashed in the run game. I just haven't, and some of that does come with having higher block shed players. The run defense. Oh, you are right, Seahawks. Bitch. Run defense is one of the things, though, to be 100% honest, because you are, to some extent, relying on sheds where your team does matter to an extent. You know, it does. It unfortunately does. I hate saying that. I hate having that be some kind of answer, but it is a fact of the matter. Something I do want to show, this is gonna be an update to the ebook here soon. This is a blitz. I'm currently learning how to do it like the best proper way, but check this out. And I can't seem to get it to come in every single time, so I'm not putting it out yet. But doing this right here, and we're gonna see if we can actually get it to show exactly. Yeah. So that loop on the left side, we'll show it again. There's a loop coming off the halfback side, and that's what I want to show. Because there's a way to get it pretty consistent. It's just I'm still trying to figure out how. I think actually pinch like this. So the defense looks like this. This is pretty similar to our normal setups. We're just pinching and containing. And then if they block their halfback, you're going to see that this loop comes around, and he's going to get like this weird, like right there. That's a lot of pressure. It's actually pretty good. Congratulations, Yanyo. I'm happy to see you're back. I'm happy to see you're home. But again, like this loop right here is really good. There's going to be an update to the ebook here, probably in the next couple days. As soon as I figure out how to make it a little bit better. But right here you see 50 looping all the way around. And he's not always able to get home, but sometimes he is. That's what a lot of people are doing. Cancun home. But again, look, just pinch, crash up, boom. Play out looks like this. We're going to stand opposite the halfback side. And then boom. You see that loop goes crazy. It's just, I'm trying to figure out how to get it to come in consistently. That's really the main issue, because you do see that wide loop angle. So that's why it's not in the ebook yet. But it's going to be soon, because I've seen a lot of people start doing this, and it is super good. I'll go to the defense. I saw you recommended standing over the DT instead of over the left guard. So, yeah, so for the DT, it's just easier for you to go both ways. You could go like this if you want to consistently. For this blitz, I actually am. But for the DT, it's just easier for you not to get engaged in the D tackle, to be honest. So, like, if I stay right here, well, so let's say we're running on a normal setup. If I stand right here, I'm going to usually, like, actually get engaged with somebody. And that was the example of the loop actually coming free. So right here, so actually check this out. So this is that defense I'm talking about, right? Watch this loop right here. He just goes right around the halfback. And then this guy actually just, they actually glitched through. So that was super heat. But yeah, so basically the reason, the real reason why I just stand right behind the D tackle is literally just so I can, it's easier for my user to get out. See what I'm saying? So we're boom, now we can get out. Now, you won't always have to have that little stutter, but the stutter, even if you get the stutter is a lot better than, actually getting into like a grappling match with a D tackle. And because sometimes you'll get super caught up. But I mean, you can do that. It's fine. It works pretty much the exact same. It's just a personal preference. But you know, I need to figure this out a little bit better before I can actually before I give it to you guys, just because if I can't run it correctly, then obviously I'm not going to give it out. This time we'll try actually standing on the halfback side to see what that looks like really fast. Boom. And yeah, so it didn't work. It didn't even come close to working. But yeah, so I want to figure that out because that blitz is really, really good. I like this defense that we're running right now. I do. But you guys, if you have questions like that, like just how he just asked right there, just ask. Yeah, definitely just ask. And if you don't feel comfortable, like you being the you don't want me to know that you're the one asking a question, like say you have a complaint about something, so yeah, no, Spelter, it's like, it's a game being sucky, dude. It's there's both a visual glitch with the contains, and there's also sometimes they actually don't register, so you don't know which one it is. It's pretty frustrating. It's why I kind of stayed away from when I'm making the ebook. I'm told that there might be an update here soon. So I'm hoping that visual glitch gets patched. I mean, it's also why you don't see me quick adjusting at all either, because there's a huge visual glitch where you can't even see your buttons right now. So it's pretty frustrating. But like, it is frustrating. So I'm trying to figure that out on my end before I try to give it to you guys. How often do you switch between cover 3, cover 4 drop, match, man to man? So I don't really run man a lot. Cover 2, I started running more. Between the cover 3 blitz and the cover 4 drop and match, I would say match is definitely my least called of them, just because match is so high risk. I like the match blitz, but match is so high risk, whereas I think the cover 3 blitz is just really good, and it gives most people issues where they're gonna throw you a lurk or two a game, which again this year, like, you have to, like, that's kind of like the mindset you have to have when you're playing defense. Yes, Seahawks. Yes, it was very similar to defense I was already playing in Madden 21, actually, current gen wise and 55 wide. But like this year, I mean, defense is really hard, so I just like sending the 5-man, especially with an El Toro or a couple D-line chems wherever you see fit. I like El Toro at my D tackle, and I really do think most people are gonna end up throwing you a lurk at some point. That's been my experience. I mean, through my head-to-head, I've been having a lot of success, and even in Weekend League, you guys saw my stream the other day. Throughout Weekend League, I lost 2 games this weekend, and one was to a pro and one was to someone who I'm not proud to lose to. I also had 4 Xbox turn-offs, so that was awesome. But I mean, a large part of that was me just sitting in cover 3, the send 5, and sending enough pressure at them where they're gonna throw me a blitz, or they're gonna throw me a pick. So I mean, that's just how it kind of feels right now. Like, you're gonna give up touchdowns. There's nothing that's not gonna give up touchdowns ever. Cover 2, I'm starting to run it more. I am starting to run it more. I don't run it a ton. I really don't like to, unless it's like I put it in the ebook, like against like tight formations. It's like the Pugs defense. Against tight formation, I'd like to have my cover 2 flats at 30, and then I'll actually just show it right here. So let's say, do the Seahawks have a tight formation that we can go to really fast? Yeah, gun tight, awesome. So let's say I actually love this against tight formation. I actually did this against Yanyo, and that's where we kept on coming so close to picking it off. Is basically this right here where, and of course the player doesn't want to show another awesome visual glitch. So we'll just actually cancel the play here in a second and just go into it. Quarters is actually pretty good. Quarters is pretty good. Yeah, so, yeah, no, so basically, yeah, no, that's a good point. That's something we can talk about. Because cover 2 in the red zone is actually really good. You just have to be aware of both flats immediately. So let's actually show this really fast. Let's go just something just like PA Cross. And then Tampa 2. Now, I can't put on coaching adjustments because, again, the game's just awesome. But doing something like this with our flats, our cloud flats to 30 and our curl flats like 5, 10, 15 is super good against a lot of tight formations. Super good. Just because a lot of tight formations have issues actually beating it up the middle like they do. So this is really, really good. Very similar like the Pugs defense from last year. And rolled out and scrambled every time. You know, and then like literally with cover 2. So check this out. Most formations, so if they go to like something like bunch really fast, because that's, you know, typically what you see. It's literally something. Let's actually reset our cover 2. And of course, cool. So honestly, what I'll do is I'll man this guy up right here, and then I'll man up A right here as well. If I think that it's gonna be like they're gonna quick throw that flat, or I'll do something like this where I'll literally just user kind of closer to there, just be aware of it with my user. It is a little hard to always make that play, but it is hard flats don't play shit right now. It's pretty frustrating. Hard flats literally just don't play anything. You can also just put a hard flat from that corner out on the outside, just depending on what play you think they're going to run. But really, this adjustment right here is what I make a ton, manning up this tight end. Because a lot of people haven't really started quick throwing their halfback table routes a ton, unless they're in like a trips formation. Like, if you ever see, what is it? We have it here, I know. Where is trips tight end offset? Did not have it? Okay, let's just go trade by flex. So if you ever see like this type of formation in the red zone, you know 1,000,000% they're looking to throw their halfback on a little table route every time. I mean, with tight, I could use a super deep corner in this team. Yeah, no, that's the thing. Like, you have to throw a super deep corner. Like, it has to be a super deep corner for you to be able to do it. So you can, but it is just such a ridiculously deep corner for you to be able to do it. I want to break into some of these questions here. The first question being, how much for feet picks? Only Civs will be releasing shortly, so I would just hold on. It's going to be a member benefit. How to roll out when they're containing more consistently, and how not to only run tight end angle. Great question. I really don't even... The past couple of days, I've honestly started running tight end angle a lot less, to be 100% honest with you guys. The easiest way to start rolling out consistently is just double team this dude, right? So double team him, and if you have an issue with it the first time, so let's see right here, like even this double team right here, if we're able to get it. Like just usually, like the easiest way is just to double team the dude, and it is a super, you're able to roll out 99% of the time. If they're sending like a heavy blitz, like let's say they're doing something like this where they're actually sending the dogs, we can then just block. I mean, this route's so good where I'll block. If I can actually get, where I'll block everybody, and then we're gonna be able to roll out for the most part. Right there, we actually weren't, and you just have to kind of recognize that immediately. Because there will be times where they'll just get a weird, like kind of a, just, I don't know why, it's just a little inconsistent. But this double team for the most part will almost always work. Let's try it again right here. So right there, we were to get it, and I actually user sacked myself. But right there, you can see like we're almost always will be able to get this little animation on this left side or the wide side where they get engaged with two people right here, and you know you're able to roll out. It a little inconsistent every once in a while. You won't be able to, but for the most part, you can. For the most part, it's pretty easy to do. I don't really have too much issue with somebody consistently keeping me inside the pocket. Again, like that double team, like even though he broke it right there, he didn't contain me. It's just you're able to break it really easily. So that's like honestly just like double teaming. Literally just double teaming the guy. And if you have to, just block an extra person. And for the most part, you'll be able to. Again, right here. And we're able to get that. The second part of the question was, how do you not run tight end angle every play? Honestly, a couple of things. One, I think tight end angle is really good. So I think running tight end angle a lot is really good. The second thing is, though, I run PA X post cross a ton. So like, I do like something like this. You run it either wide side or short side. I actually updated my ebook with it. And I mean, it's pretty easy. We just delay fade this guy and double team the outside guy. And it's pretty similar. So we're able to roll out right there. Actually, probably one of the best ways able to play it. It's because he's not in an actual defense. I think he was manned up to the halfback and he blitzed. But like that's one of my favorite plays. You see me run it in my videos a lot now. You see me do this a ton right there, like a good example. And we're able to go here, and we can even release the delay fade right there. I mean, got a little stuck just because practice mode's just funky like that sometimes. But like that's another awesome play where we're rolling out to the pocket. It's like PA boot over, honestly. I think it's really, really good. I think this play is really, really good. We're gonna get that super easily. Should you keep the deep post on a streak? The only times Clarence I fade this post is when they're in baseline press cover 4. If they're not in baseline press cover 4, you don't need to fade this. You don't need to fade this guy. I added that in the ebook just because it was easier for me to say always fade him. But you don't need to unless they're in baseline press cover 4. Because then he'll drag him. Then they'll drag him. Whereas if I do it this time, you're going to see what's up, Spree? If I do it this time, you're going to see that he's not going to drop back if I keep the post. Or he won't drop back as aggressively. So this time I'm just going to keep the post. And he ends up... Okay, well, we can't because practice mode doesn't have coaching adjustments. Jeez. That's one of my biggest issues with all right, so we're going to protect sticks right now. There we go. We should cancel the match. You just don't have coaching adjustments in practice, so it's super frustrating. But you're gonna see like that fade's gonna push him back. But if it's not baseline press cover 4, you don't need to. You just don't need to fade the guy. It's up to you if you want to. But again, like roll out. We have RB. I like to run with my quarterback a ton too. Here in this situation, I think it's really good to do. I think it's really, really good to do. It's just like PA boot over. It really is just like PA boot over. And you can run this either way too. Again, right here, we can check it down underneath and just get the worst animation I've literally ever seen before in my entire human life. I like this play a lot. I do. I think it's really good. Gonna be a deuce close demon this year. I'm actually and again underneath, and it's an easy 8 yards. It's no different. That's the same as the drag route in bunch tight end last year. It's literally the exact same. And for some reason, I feel like this year it's easier to actually run with your quarterback from this play than it was PA boot over. Yeah. So I think Spree, actually, I'm going to start doing stuff in Washington Bunch here soon, I think. I think that's like the next thing I want to do. I think it's really good. I think Washington Bunch is really good. So it'd be stupid of me not to do anything in it. So I'm definitely going to start doing stuff in it here in the very near future. Very near future. But yeah, another play I really like is bench. I think bench is honestly pretty good. Like these corner routes on the wide side are surprising, like they're pretty good. They're really, really good to the wide side. We'll just go over here. I think bench is awesome. And these tight end out routes, they have to defend these tight end out routes or else it's going to be easy. Whatchamacallit? Throws. These tight end out routes are super good. They cook man coverage. They absolutely cook man coverage. But again, I mean, like I like bench a lot. Even right there, like that's a flat. It's just getting outside the flat. Just the easiest throw in the world. It's just a nice little change-up play. And then the other play I really like too is stick. I love this play. I think stick's a super good play. Super. It's very like it gives like super trips tight end vibes, or like how I used to run 8 slot. Just because like it's pretty simple. It's just a hitch and a curl. But a lot of people start to double Mabel, or they start like sending blitzes, so they just can't defend both of these. So I think just stick and smart running one of them. This is a stick 1 setup. I think it's super good. Super good. Damn, you see right here, I'm just going to run this to the wide side this time. And I mean, like, it's literally the exact same as bunch as PA boot over. Literally the exact same. You get back sometimes. So it is Clarence, that's a good idea. That's a good idea, Clarence. I get back. So the thing with stick, though, is like you have to call it more... because that's not a next gen, current gen thing. It's more of like a adjusting to their defense play. If you see them like double Mabeling a lot, like putting a lot of flat zones or blitzing you, that's really good. That's really good to use it against. But if they're running like if they have like a bunch like if they're covering the middle pretty well, don't use it because that's not the point. The point is to run like this play right here a ton. The point's to run tight end angle a ton, and then to be able to throw stick. Because stick, I mean, it's an easy 5-10 yards consistently. Super easy 5-10 yards. And again, like this play right here, it's so good. This is my new favorite play. It was tight end angle. This is my new favorite play, without a doubt. Dump it down really fast. See if you can do a spin. And I mean, you can run with your quarterback too. It's awesome. I think it's so much fun. I think it's so easy to just do. We're rolling out. This time, I guess I'll just run. And I mean, it's really that easy. And I think between like those kind of like 4 plays, tight end angle, the really like 2 main setups we have for that, the bench, stick, and then this play right here, it's really good. You put 2 vert hooks? Yeah, it does. It does. It does. And for good reason. It makes sense to. But the thing is, if they're putting 2 vert hooks on stick, think about what the rest of the defense has to look like. For backfield master, I'm not going to use that yet. I'm not going to use that yet, to be honest with you. I don't think it's worth it in deuce close. What's up, Chaco? I don't think it's worth it in deuce close as of now. Well, one of the reasons I did the same thing with split close last year is I like formations in the first month of the game that you don't need route chems for. I think needing route chems, like, it definitely adds something to it, but, like, it's just, like, too early in the year. Not everybody has them. It's just stupid. It's stupid for me to tell you guys to go get route chems when not everybody has them. People play regs and don't have route chems. And for the offense to be predicated around it so early in the year, I think it's so stupid. But yes, Felter, 2 vert hooks would, but it makes sense for it to, right? It should. But think about what their defense has to look like for 2 vert hooks to be on the field. It would have to be something, you know, shoot, let me actually, there. It have to be something like this. Whereas we have plays like tight end angle that's going to cook this. We have plays like PA stretch shot that's going to cook this. Yeah, Clarence, I can. Or not Clarence, Chaco, I can. I talked about it a little bit already of, like, just getting outside the pocket. But, like, say they're, you know, there's only so many defenses they can have. So, like, this would be one of the heavier blitzes you'll see this year is this type of blitz right here, right? And so you have 2 options. Let me see. Do I have my audible set right now? Or do I have a... So you have 2 options, really, right? I like to personally run something like this. I like to get outside the pocket. So double team this outside guy and just look to get outside the pocket. And then say nothing's open. Well, we have a delay fade too. That's a really easy way to beat it. And that right there is literally scheme over team. That's the most scheme over team shit I've ever seen, to be 100% honest with you guys. Because if they're sending a heavy blitz, there's nothing they can do. And that's why I like rolling out so much. Because rolling out beats these heavy blitzes. I'm going to hop on with my user to this backside safety. And we'll show like a super heavy blitz, right? Just the heaviest blitz ever. But again, we're getting outside the pocket naturally. So there's not really a ton of things they can do. You know? That's what's so nice about a scheme that's revolved around rolling outside the pocket. Because, like, you can, like... It just makes beating this type of stuff way easier. This is more of a common blitz you'll see, right? Is a 5-man, and let's spy this guy and pretend he's the user, right? So I'm the middle linebacker's the user, and I mean, yeah, I just like to double team the outside guy. And tell me if this is making sense too. If you have any like questions or whatever, need more clarification, let me know. And then we have the delay fade, and this is PA boot over. That's literally PA boot over. There's no, it's the same thing, just out of a different formation. It's exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing. Just double team this guy. And this is a pretty heavy blitz. And again, we're just going to roll out. This time, let's actually just run with our quarterback because we can. You know, it's super, super, super easy. And the final thing I like to do against heavy blitzes, dude. So again, just like using this kind of blitz as an example. Because if they're setting 5, right, their player has to look something like this. Or they're leaving the sidelines wide open, or they're leaving a deep blue wide open. It's just running stick, the stick 1 setup. Awesome against it. Awesome. Because they only have 1 user, so they have to pick one. I have a lot of fun in it right now, Yanyo. I do think I'm going to start messing around with Bunch, just because I think Bunch might be a little bit more high-powered right now. Who are good receivers to have? Brandon Marshall, if you can get Hester, get Hester. Allworth is... I honestly, yeah, Allworth's fine, and Reek. You want Reek. Chase is a little too bad of route running. But again, like, they send, like, there's not really anything they can do. You know, there's nothing they can do, really. And Bench is a good play against it, too. So that's why I like it, because I think... The reason I really like Deuce Close, I think this is going to be a blitz-heavy year. Zones are too bad. Zones are too bad, and pro players will do anything to get stops, right? So it's going to be a blitz-heavy year as time starts to go on. There's going to be really good blitzes, and they're already coming out. This beats all of these blitzes from 2 different standpoints. One, we can max protect anything. At any point, I can do this route combo right here and roll out. Use Chase, and you don't? Okay, so Chase... Yeah, Moss, I knew Moss would be fine for the most part. If you're able to use Chase, he's able to get open against man, that's awesome. Well, I don't know, Chaco. You can see Mutt GG. to see. But like against any heavy blitz, we could do this easily. And not only that, a lot of blitzes are so easy to run stretch on. It's the easiest thing in the world. Look right there, boom. Let's like even if they. That's why I like it, and that's kind of my thinking when I decided to go under center. I don't usually like under center, but I said I think this is gonna be a blitz heavy year. Against press man, you have a lot of issues, and yeah, you've talked to me about that a little bit. So one, we've talked about the out routes for sure. Part of beating press man, one of the things that it's similar to like part of run defense is your team. That is a team over scheme type thing, and the same thing is fucking like, and that's true in real football too. As much as that sucks, that's true in real football. Your tight ends will fuck up man coverage for the most part, as long as you have matchup nightmare on them, or short out elite. I like short out elite too. Like man coverage is like the tight ends will fuck them up. The other thing I like to do, and this is a little scarier, you need a good player for this, and that's just me being 100% honest with you. I'm not gonna lie to you. Is going for like these crossers and posts, right, and like smart running the posts. You need a good receiver for this. You do. But if you have one, Mr. Benchwarmer, hey, I started most games on JV as a captain on varsity. Fuck you. I will say, yeah, it's just quarterbacks aren't good right now, which is actually really frustrating. I'll show you. This is an actual man bomb, though. If your receiver wins the route. PA stretch shot, I like to set it up something like this. PA stretch shot, and are we in cover 2 man right now? Now, obviously, I'm using DK. And again, you need a good receiver to run it, or else you're not going to beat man coverage. That's just how man coverage is. But we're roll out, and if B gets open, and he's able to outrun him right there, sometimes he'll super win on this cut. It's the easiest throw ever. And it's the same thing. We're going to roll out with the same principles. You know, if you're having issues, double team this guy, delay fade him, and do something like that. And see if this time we're actually able to. And this time he super dumbed out on it. The man coverage did. That's a super dot though, and that's really good at attacking even like max coverage man coverage. There's really not much that's going to defend out of man coverage. But again, if you don't have the good enough receivers, there's just not a lot you can do besides really try forcing your tight ends. And I mean, another thing you can do with your tight ends is like go double drags. That's okay. The other one was actually pretty open. That one I am just a blind idiot. I mean, it's beating man is it sucks, but there is a little bit of a team gap in that. But there are ways to go about it, and that's why I like utilizing the tight ends a lot. Again, right here, awesome. It's a compressed formation too, so the defense will bump into each other a lot. I see. I have that happen all the time. But no, that's a good question, Chaco. That is. Okay. Reading defenses pre-snap. / why did you start streaming on Facebook? One, I looked into Facebook streaming actually quite a bit. I almost seriously, like, I almost did it. I went to YouTube just because of my viewer count. I saw my viewers go way up, so it just made sense. Although I do miss Twitch a little bit. Reading defenses pre-snap. Using mid-end on corner. Yeah, and that's why I like using mid-end. Yeah. Yep. For the most part, they will. But reading defenses pre-snap, honestly, one of the best things ever is we're on All-Pro. 95% of the people you play will pretty much, especially right now where we can't quick adjust at all, will literally run the defense that is shown in previous play. As bad as that sounds, they will. They might just deep half instead of deep third. But really, the way I would go about it is focusing on one side of the field first before you get comfortable in a formation. And so, like right here, if we focus on the right side, we see the corner drops back on that side, and we have the linebacker go out. So it's probably a cover 3 on that side. And then we have an idea of what it is on the right side. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really just like the best way to go about like reading a coverage is literally, I had to do this all the time at ace slot. That's when I became really good at it. I don't even focus on it as much anymore. Is literally reading one or two players. This is an example of that route killing man, by the way. Is literally focusing on one or two players and then just going from there and be like, okay, if he's in a deep blue, right? And actually, I don't even know what the fuck this was. Was this just straight man? It was. But like if this guy's in a deep blue, and this guy's in a deep blue, then I mean it's cover 3. It might be cover 4, but I mean it's a on this side. I mean they're gonna play pretty similar. Cover 3 and cover 4 play damn near the same on the sidelines. You know, it's not that big of a difference, sideline wise. No, A-Slot helped me a ton too. I used to sit in the pocket a lot more and like actually have to like super make reads. But like against most people, like you can run, like I said, like the 3 or 4 plays. Like I run tight end angle all the time, the roll out corner. I run PA X post cross. That's boot over, exactly the same as boot over. I run stick and bench, and I don't really get stopped by anybody unless I'm dicking around or my Xbox turns off on me, and that's really the fact of the matter. It is a little bit different at all men because zones do play all men, but 95% of people here are not gonna ever play all men besides once or twice. That's just a fact of it. Do you ever get bagged and induced close by the end of the game? I might get bagged for a drive, but like, not really. No, like, not really. No. No. I feel like very rarely do I. Very, very, very rarely do I. I would say more so what is it? Do you think like they're actually like adjusting to everything you're doing? Because like I'll show you, like the way I think of it is this, and it's so hard. Users aren't good enough this year. Users aren't good enough to be able to keep up with this right here. So let me actually set my audible really fast. And boom, and we'll just really go into random plays. I don't know. And so literally like look, we have a yeah, if you have questions to ask, I have a bunch of questions in the forum that I need to go through. But like we have this rollout corner, right? And then we have a rollout to the short side too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we have that, and then we have this rollout going. We can easily do it the other way, which is really good. So immediately they already have to defend 2 different rollouts, 2 different rollout plays that are damn near impossible to defend. And control the defense. King beating what console are you on? But they have to defend 2 different rollout plays. If they're able to defend both of those in zone coverage, then if they defend both rollout plays in zone coverage, and really think about how they're defending. How are they defending? Are they defending what generation? Are they defending because you're catching the ball out of bounds? If you catch the ball out of bounds, the game, like, there's nothing you can do about it. That's literally you getting unlucky. If they have people in the correct place to bag it on both sides, then run stick. Simple as that. Because there's no way a defense can do that. Unless they're guessing correctly and adjusting correctly play to play, which again, 99% of players will not do that. They want to sit in one defense constantly. They either want to sit in one defense constantly, or they want to switch defenses every single play, which typically most people who switch their defense every single play in head-to-head are bad. They're just not good at the game. They don't know what they're doing. So you are going to move the ball pretty much at will at them. Again, running really these 2 plays. Yeah, Stick's not a man beater. Stick's not meant to be a man beater. Yeah, no, and that's why you'll never really see me talk about or like recommend Stick to beating man. Because I mean, look at this route combo, right? Of course it's going to get bagged by man. I could bag every single one of these routes. Chaco, you could walk on the field right now and bag DK Metcalf on this. Probably not. You'd get bitched. But, like, you know what I'm saying? Of course that's not going to be open against it. It makes... Yeah, no. If I worded that wrong in my ebook, let me know. Is Laney last night? He was killing me on defense. Well, there's also a thing, too. Like, is Laney's one of the best... Like, he is a top 100 player in the world, and offense is really, really, really... Stick is okay with man in the red zone. The rugby, you can, but it's not meant to be a man beater. It's not meant to be a man beater. It's gonna be. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, unless they're literally like they know your play pre-snap. Like let's say they just really picked up on your tendencies, which is such an advanced level of thing to do. Yeah, to be fair, like that's the thing too, King Beanie. Like Laney is one of the best players in the world, and it's an super offensive heavy game, super heavy. That's where I suck because no rollout corners. So why can't you do against man coverage? Oh, you're saying inside the 10. Inside the 10, it gets hard. It gets fucking dark inside the 10. It can. But I'll show you this. This is fucking hilarious. This actually is probably my new red zone defense or red zone offense. At least super tight. And I found some just jackass running it on me. So now we run it on them. All right, see this play right here? You guys are the first people to ever see me do this. Just fucking zoom. Most didn't catch it inside of 5. Yeah. This is red zone offense with me. Yeah, I like that play. I talk about it. It's stick 2 in the ebook. Stick 2, hitch, out, streak, wheel. It's really just stick 2. This play is hilarious. And then you can even do this too. Like, say you're at the 1 yard line, you can just hold X and dive over it. Right? So boom. This is hilarious. I'm gonna start doing this too. But like this, it's not. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's the best thing ever, but it's pretty good for like a yard. Like, it's pretty good for a yard. Is Spruce doing this? I saw this randomly in head-to-head. I was wondering if Spruce might be doing it because Spruce does similar stuff. Yep. You can also pitch it. Although I don't recommend doing a ton. Well, I've just seen it be fumble 6s. And the last thing you want to do in the red zone is get air trucking and pray for a good animation. I'll show you another thing too. Last thing I want to do, the reason I don't like pitching is because the last thing I want to do is get to the red zone and have a bad pitch, which does happen. Yeah, no, he is. No, I did not. The second best day 1 play. It's pretty good. I don't know what it's like with fast break. But again, like, this is just really good red zone. But I'll show you something else too. And this is called the Jimmy dive, the Jimmy jump. This was this was really popular a few years ago, and it's pretty good again this year. Where you get an athlete back here at fullback, right? Let's go. We'll go Penny just for the sake of it. But I mean, you'd want a bigger dude. Yeah, that makes sense. He's probably running with his quarterback out of it. I'm guessing, right, Clarence? But check this out, right? So fullback dive, snap it, and then hold X. You're gonna get a diving animation, so you won't actually get tackled. You'll just get a diving animation if you hold X or square, and it's gonna like Jimmy jump you. Now you want an athlete right here, right? So like, if you have like, I just think Spruce Goose. He's a Twitch streamer, and he does YouTube. But he runs like RPOs and stuff. He's a good guy. I like him. Right. I mean, Jones is the best. But I mean, literally, like, you hand it off and you hold X on fullback dive, and you'll see that like kind of thing right there happen a lot because people literally can't really shoot the gap. So I mean, like, you're able to kind of, like, you see right here how he kind of gets stuck on him. It's a pretty safe thing to do, honestly. Whether or not they call that a touchdown, I'm not sure. Probably not right there. But regardless. Pitch, yeah. So this is a thing that's starting to come back. Right there's an example of it actually getting fucking blown up. Yeah, Ragusa does too. Ragusa uses some of those. I don't know exactly what he's doing this year, to be honest with you. But this is an example, like right there. Even there though, like, we're able to get a couple. We're able to get a yard or so. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's like the best thing ever. It's not gonna work every single time. But if you have an athlete, like, you can see, and they gave me the touchdown right there. Like, it is pretty good. I actually like it more than I like the air trucking now, to be 100% honest with you. This is really good. Between this and the, I'll show you exactly. I didn't really say what play it was, did I? That's a good one. This one, so gun, split slot open. It's the triple option left, and just random plays, and we just snap that bad boy in. You just launch into the offensive line. You have to hold the button. If you just tap it, I think you just fall. You think you do it, Janu? I don't know what Janu's stats are. I'm not sure what his stats are, but just get an athlete, honestly. Probably. The bigger, the better they are, because like this is a little bit about like length. So like if you get a big dude, I think Janu is a little short. So like Gronk's a good example, right? Because if you get a big dude, he's gonna stretch the ball out further, obviously. So it's more likely to be a touchdown. That's like an actual thing where size super matters. But yeah, we'll be able to go. And right there, actually got stopped. But I mean, it's pretty good. It is pretty damn good. It's an awesome little red zone play. Besides that, red zone can be hard though. Red zone definitely can be hard. You have Gronk also. If you have like a decent overall Gronk, I would try it. That there might be like a jumping threshold to some extent. Yeah. Are there any objectives I need to do? Which player are the best from sets objectives? Does anybody actually have like a good like response to this? What are the any objectives? I'm so unfamiliar. I'm so like not smart with MUT. Size matter. How do you? There's a way to. I'm not sure. There's definitely a way to. This is actually a nice thing about Twitch too, though, or about YouTube. That I can't do this on Twitch, mind you. This is nice. Yeah, and yeah, don't. I don't know. I'm not a good person to ask about that. What I will say is I'll immediately direct you guys. I would ask in our Discord. We have Up and Adam, and we have CJ Sauce, and those are kind of like our MUT guys who are working with me right now. Who they're doing a good job with like coin stuff. If you guys see on our on the dashboard, there's actually like a whole spreadsheet you can click on. It's actually pretty cool. I use it. But they're helping me with a lot of like the MUT tip, MUT nerd, MUT coin type stuff. I would ask them. Like honestly, that's my honest answer to you. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. How do I sub in a safety at 3D5 wide? How do I get all 6 on my team? I'm not gonna back out to show that. Literally, you just like pick 3D5 normal and sub safeties in by hitting Y or triangle. And then, you know, like clicking on the linebackers and picking safeties. You have to have 3 safeties who are backups. And then you would just audible. So like, let's pretend this is 3D5 wide, right? On defense. You would then just audible or pretend this is 3D5 normal. Just audible over. And now we're in 3D5 wide. Yeah. So that's a pretty easy way to do it. Actually, this kind of hell because that dude was, oh, never mind. I was going to say, I think that might be glitched. You can pitch that upfield. You can pitch it upfield, can you? Let's see. Oh, shoot, wrong. All right, just not the play I thought. I got my MUT tips from Nev. Yeah, I'd be asking dudes. Jan, you'll be helping me. I'd be asking dudes, because I really don't know. I really am not educated on it. But CJ Sauce and Up and Adam, those are literally our designated, like, Civil GG members. Like, they will help you. Just ask them in the MUT help part of the Discord. It is extremely helpful. I ask them a lot, and they give you advice for like coins and shit like that. What's the easiest and most effective way to read a defense once the ball has been snapped, so you know what wide receiver will be open? Well, one is to literally like, I don't know how to say this. Literally use your eyes. Like, if there is a defender draped on the receiver, don't fucking throw it. You know what I'm saying? Like, be able to visualize how the ball would go to the receiver and be caught with his hands, not through the defender before throwing it. And we talked about it a little bit about like just focusing on like one half of the field. It's no different than like college quarterbacks do this, and even like shit. I'm pretty sure Cam Newton like did this, where like the in his first year of the NFL, where like the coaches like literally like designated like plays to be only for a half of the field for Cam because he couldn't progress all the way through. I'm sure he can now, but like that's the same thing as Madden. Like focus on one half of the field. Especially, we have a lot of rollout plays. The beauty of rollout plays is that it makes it so easy to make reads. It's so less stressful. That's why that's all I do now. Because most of the time when I play, I'm recording or streaming, and trying to sit down like an A slot and like make these like very advanced level reads where I'm trying to dissect what the defense is doing, all from the pocket. It's really hard. So I just roll out, and it's an easy high-low read between look. And I just want to make this point very, very clear. Cause I think it's like I think people kind of like overlook it, I guess. Maybe it's a word. I'm not totally sure. But I mean, it's just a super easy high-low read. This is super hypocritical. How so, Yanyo? I can DM you what happened when I finished outfield. I'm curious, but like, you see, like it's super easy. Now the guy actually got fucked up. The halfback actually got fucked up right there. But it's just super easy to make the read. You know, like we're not even like going advanced. Like, oh, I'm dissecting the defense here. When we roll out, we're making 3 reads really. We have the underneath, we have the delay fade, and we have the crosser. The wide receivers are open. Well, no, like how do you see who's open? Like, kind of see who's open. Look, but like right there, we had underneath. We could have ran delay fade. Won't fucking release now. Awesome. But yeah, I mean, like that's why I like rolling out so much. It makes reads so much easier. So much easier. Sit in the pocket. You have both. Really, sit in the pocket. The ideal part of sitting in the pocket is that you're able to attack both sides of the field. But the downside is that you literally have to be able to read both sides of the field, which is hard. Until you unless you actually narrow it down like we're doing here, where we're rolling out, we're only reading 3 receivers. Everybody can do that with some practice. Everybody can. I have literally zero doubt about that. Again, I like these crossers because they're really good against man too. Yeah, for the most part, Michael. Yeah, I mean that's pretty much how I see it. Yeah. Because for example, so think about this, Michael. Right? To defend this play right here, right? What would your defensive player have to look like? What would your defensive player have to look like? It'd have to be a double flat on that side, and then delay fade. Like, it's very specific. It's very, very specific defense. And that's why we have the other side that we're able to throw the tight end angle to. That's why I like to, the short side of the field, I like to run this crosser play to, right? And then the wide side of the field, I like to run tight end angle to. Because it's so hard to defend both of those on the high and low. Because these are all basically, so yeah, double Mabel. Double Mabel is a great example of what we do against double Mabel. I talked about this a little bit earlier, is we'd run stick. Because think about this, Michael. If they are double Mabeling you, the amount of things we're able to do with stick is crazy. Now, obviously, they're not in a double Mabel right here, so not a great example. But, I mean, just literally, think about it in your head what they'd have to do, right? The second thing is against double Mabel, and I talk about this a little bit in the ebook, but I don't do a good job, is PA stretch shot is really good against, cover 2 double Mabel. And, again, I can't set zone drops in here because the game, you just can't. But let's say... So let's just pretend this is like a double Mabel, right? Let's say that's set to 25 and the underneath one's set to 5 on the right side. You see there's a cloud and a hard flat. This play right here, and you can set it up a bunch of different ways, but I'll just set it up like this for a second. This deep corner just cooks it. Just absolutely cooks it. There's no zone flat that's getting back there. You know what I'm saying? There's no 50-yard zone drop. There's just not. I'm at the 40-yard line. Here, I'll drop back to the 50. There's just there's not one. This pitch gonna be the new meta? Shit. But again, let's pretend, they dropped a cloud to 30 yards. We're at the 50. I mean, who's playing that? Nope, you can't. You can't double Mabel and play that and play stick. You just can't. That's how I see it. That is really how I see it. And plus, the delay fades fuck up double Mabel a lot too. Most users aren't expecting the delay fade, so you're able to hit that delay fade against it too. So it's kind of like just making progressions like that. And if you have any issues, ask me to clarify. Because I don't know if I'm doing a great job explaining it. Yeah. Now, so in this example, we'd roll out right here, and then delay fade. See what I'm saying? They'd have to user it. You know what I'm saying? But that is a good question. It is a good question, but that's why I got you. I know for sure. That's why I like having these. Again, it's really 4 plays we're just running, dude. Bench, PA stretch, PA X post to the short side, and the tight end angle to the wide side, and stick to attack the middle. It's not that complex. It's a bunch of if then statements. I try to run the 2 rollout plays, and zones are so bad too. Yeah, that's also just another nice thing. I try to run 2 plays if they're both getting bagged. I ask myself, why are they getting bagged? Then I run either bench, stick, or PA stretch shot up top like I showed. What are the advantages of blocking tight ends instead of delay fadings? Why ever straight up block when you can delay fade? Every once in a while, it seems like delay fades, the blocking will dumb out. It actually seems to be pretty good and deuce close. But if you're having troubles containing somebody for some reason, or blocking a contain, I would try just blocking the guy. That might help a little bit, but for the most part, I would delay fade. But that's talking straight deuce close. It can be different in different formations. In last year in Bunch, it was glitched, for example. The cover 3 beater is super easy, right? Cover 3 beater is super easy. Literally the best play. This is actually insane. We delay fade both tight ends, fade both receivers, then we put a wheel. The wheel will always go to the wide side of the field. So, if we want to have it go to the short side, we need to motion them over like this. Bad luck. I'm not having a ton of issue with it, but you see right there, cover 3 beater. So let's see. Here, yeah, we'll literally try it for a second. Call me spree. Sometimes they can literally get like caught up in the block. I guess I do. Thinking about, I have like seen the issue happen before. I can't get him, but like right here, right, we're blocking him, and he's releasing pretty fast. Like, we'll see. Here, I should just see how fast he releases for me, so we can actually see. It definitely does happen. It definitely will happen sometimes, and I guess I might send him out a little prematurely to help combat that. But I mean, like here, like we can see, he's blocking, and I mean it was pretty fast right there. Sometimes he will get stuck though. Sometimes he definitely will get stuck, but it doesn't happen that often. I feel like, yeah, I don't have it happen that often. I feel like right here again, like boom. I mean, he right here, he's sending immediately. Only time he'll hesitate is if he's super getting caught up, which does happen. That definitely does happen to me. So I won't sit here and say like that never happens, because it does. Yeah, both of these guys sent pretty much as soon as I hit them. So I'm not having a ton. I don't have it happen too much, but I know what you're talking about. If it happens like a spree of them, like a bunch of them, I would say, yeah, I push it. I literally push it once. I might double tap it, maybe. Let me see. Let me actually try doing it. Like just see. Let me just see like how I usually do it. Yeah, maybe double tap. Double tap. If I don't see him immediately go out, I hit it again. Yeah, and I probably click a little bit earlier than most people do too, because like right here, like I'm clicking it now. You know, like it does, like right there took a second, for example. I am watching the playbook. No, we have plenty of cover 3 and cover 4. Have most downs. Okay, see if you can. So I do it subconsciously now without even thinking about it. But like I'm pushing it right here, you know. So I'm pushing it before I even know I want to throw it, just because I want it just as a delayed route. I mean, you can see it like in any of my live streams, my videos. Like I do these a lot, but like I'm pushing them. Even if I'm not gonna throw it, I push it. I guess is what I say. I don't only push it when I'm like as soon as I'm trying to throw it, because it does take a second sometimes. So you're right. So like right here, I'm pushing it, and it takes a second, and now we're able to go back. So really, I just think of it as like a delayed route. Nice, Yanyo. The same thing. So like I'm pushing it right here. As soon, really, I guess, jeez. The logic I guess I use subconsciously. Subconsciously, what I use is as I break the contain. So like, okay, I broke contain. Now I release him, because there's no reason for him to be blocking anymore. You know what I'm saying? But what is he doing? That's actually probably like the logic I would use exactly. So I just wait until you break the contain. So like roll out. Okay, we're good. Now release, because it does take a second sometimes. So that's honestly like the rule of thumb I'd use. And I didn't even realize I was doing that like subconsciously, but it is what I'm doing. Boom, broke contain, now release. And just because I'm releasing him, that's not like an automatic throw. He's just another read, right? He's just another read. Sometimes you have to wait for him to get farther downfield. Sometimes I'd be throwing these dudes far downfield. And right there's an example of him getting caught up. Jeez. But yeah, no, I would say definitely release it as you break that contain. But really good question. But sometimes I'd be throwing these things late sometimes too. I'd throw them super late. No, awesome question though. I've seen people make an adjustment without moving their user, like vert hooks. Okay, so like how to quick adjust on defense, that's what that's called, where you can adjust without touching people. Right now in the game, there's a visual glitch. So like you see how there's buttons above these defenders? I double tap Y for that to happen, and I can manually adjust any of these guys without ever having to, do anything. You see how I'm messing with that top left safety? Now I'm gonna blitz him. Now I'm gonna put him in a deep half. This year, there's a visual glitch in game that happens a lot, where you can't see those buttons. But the way you do it is double tap Y, double tap left on the D-pad, or double tap right on the D-pad. You can, like, if you do it and then cancel it and do it again, it'll pop up. The buttons will, but it takes, it's hard to do that always. But that does work. That does work. That's a good question, though. I need help stopping the run badly. Inside zones and under center runs are killing me. So, yeah, we talked about that a little bit at the beginning. For inside zones, I feel like I'm not having a ton of issues with inside zones, really. Like I said, I have not had an issue so far this year with someone who's running the ball where I'm like, geez, he is just running at will. So against inside zone, if I think they're going to run inside zone, I'm going to cheat a little bit more this way. And then I'm going to try to, and it's so hard to do in a practice mode. You can loop around. You can basically loop around the D-tackle, and you'll see me do that. I did a lot in my live stream the other day so like this. Yeah, so that's a good example. It's just extremely hard to do. So you want to hide on the halfback side, and most shotgun runs, they go halfback side, and he crosses face, right? So then you just hide right here, and you can just loop across. And yeah, honestly, I like doing this has been a good enough deterrent for most people for me. And then doing the stuff that we showed earlier, that's not a good job for me. If that continues to be an issue, I want to keep me updated on that because I can look into it more in the future and like actually like release some like stuff that's gonna like absolutely annihilate it. But I like doing it inside of what we already have right here. I think it's pretty effective. I think what we have is pretty effective. I do everything exactly the same, Chaco. There are certain specific runs that will give me issues. Like, for example, tight offset runs. They do fuck me up. But, I mean, like, I might run into a tight offset runner one out every 300 games, to be honest with you. So that's just how I feel about it. But, yeah, no, I mean, literally it's the same setup as always. I try to keep everything exactly the same. We run a spread line. Oh, geez, wrong button. Or wrong controller. Spread line, crash up. This is the blitz. This is like the blitz setup that we do. This is the main Mike blitz setup. And then in practice mode, it's a little bit harder using two controllers, but I mean, it's the same. See what I'm saying? Like, we're just going to take that loop right there. And even though we didn't even shoot the gap right there, it still worked. We still stopped the run because, look, he can't, he can't make this, he can't cut up here. And we're going to be coming off the edge. Or the safety's going to come down. So like, I don't really experience the issue too much. If a running back ability comes out where they're breaking a ton of tackles, I'll readjust my opinion. But I just haven't had too much issue yet. I really haven't. Do you feel like the gun bunch in Washington playbook is viable gun bunch? Yes. Yeah, actually. My next step is probably going to be in the next 2 weeks running a lot of Washington gun bunch. There is a awesome one-play touchdown out of there in the play clear out. There's a couple of different one-play touchdowns out of that play. And also has some other good plays too. So I actually like it a ton. I wouldn't be surprised if you guys see me release a bunch ebook. See, my biggest thing, like with my first two ebooks of the year, offense and defense, is the game just came out. I want to get viable stuff out to people that can be ran immediately and be effective, with little setup and little route comes, right? So that's why last year you saw me do like split close, because there was no route chems needed for it. A lot of setups were very simple, and it was very, very good at the time. And I actually think it was pretty good throughout the year. I just didn't run it. Same with like deuce close, no route chems needed. I think it's very good. I think deuce close is gonna be a little bit have a little bit more like longevity than split close. I think it's gonna be really good for a while, especially because in about 2 weeks or so, we're gonna see some very meta blitzes start attacking weekend league, and deuce close is gonna cook those. So I think it's actually gonna super take over, or I think it's gonna be super viable. It's gonna be super viable, and really, really good. It's gonna stay really, really good. And then same with like defense. That's why you see my defense being really simple. One, defense is really hard, so I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you guys. And then two, it's the beginning of the year. Like we don't know what's gonna change. This whole defense, like I might put out a new defense ebook in less than a month, depending on how the game changes. You know, that's just kind of like how I see it. I would definitely not be surprised if you see me run bunch. Do you have a shoot on defense trying to click on when a ball has been thrown to play the ball hit B and the ball is thrown? Yeah. It's okay, Vitch. It's okay. Yeah, Sean, I do. It's the issue actually lies inside the game. It's frustrating, but so like in previous years, you could actually click on the DBs, right, and you'd be able to like make a pretty dramatic play on the ball compared to not clicking on. This year, it's really not nearly as drastic. I can kind of show an example of what you can kind of try doing. Like you can still do it a little bit. Let me see if I have a corner route. I do. Okay. So let me just call this, and geez, this won't be a great example, but it's fine. So like throw it, like clicking on like that. That's about like the entire range of motion that I have, and I clicked on pretty fast right there. There's just not much you can do, and you won't even always get clicked on to the right person. So like, let's watch this right here, right? I click on Marcus Peters right here, and I try to come down, and like you see, I can't even like make a good cut down. I have to do a whole rounded. So I try clicking on as soon as the ball is thrown. I finally can get on him right here. There's just not much you can do. It's pretty frustrating. That's why I like acrobats at defensive back, because acrobats will give you a wider range of like animating, because like they'll go diving for stuff. But it's just how the game is right now. It's frustrating. Until higher speed, higher zone guys come out, it's just it's just the state of the game. Is a fact of the matter. It's unfortunate. Someone asked, how can someone be so ugly and have 27,000 subs? Honestly, clout chasing is my suggestion for that. Can you go over the cover 4 beater? Yes. I'll just show you guys a new cover 4 beater, or I'll show you two. Right. I'll show you the one that we were using, and I'll show you one that's just 10 times better. I found this one recently. Do we have cover 4 drop in here? Yeah. Perfect. And both of these are out of stretch shot, which is nice. Oh, jeez. I was not showing my game. That's awesome. Awesome. I mean, I guess we didn't really miss anything. You just clicking on it's really hard. Clicking on is just really, you don't even get a range of motion, which is frustrating. So this is a 1 cover 4 drop beater against like, I run against baseline press cover 4 drop. And cover 4 drop, what the drop means is literally the zones playing how the zones show. So like the yellows guarding the yellow area, the purples guarding the purple area. Whereas match, right? Most of you guys already know a match will take these hook curls and they'll run across the field. The deep zones will play kind of like a man coverage almost. So one is PA stretch shot, and it's this setup right here. So the play originally looked like this. We turn it into this. Okay, you're gonna see DK get open really late on this, and it takes some time, but it is pretty good. So that's pretty good. The better one now is this right here. I like this a lot. And you see, so I went short side for that one. This one's to the wide side. This actually cooks match as well. That's why I like it so much. And it cooks like double Mabel out of a cover 2. So will they let me show my play art? They're not going to, so we're going to throw this away really fast. Awesome. Good stuff, EA. That's super lovely. The amount of visual glitches this year is just insane. It really is. So let's see. So yeah, this play right here cooks cover 4 drop and cover 4 match too. And so just watch B right here. Hope I don't get talking dog. Let's see if we can roll out. You see how DK's way above him, and it's not just a DK thing. It's a like that consistently happens. You'll see me doing that in videos now too. I think in my recent 1,000-yard video I did it. That's a pretty good play. So again, the setup's pretty easy. It's PA stretch shot to the wide side, and it looks like this. I do this to attack baseline a ton now. If someone's baselining on me, I run this play. And I try to roll out with it, but you see how he like hesitates, and it's so open. So open. Really good play. Just the best. And then I'll even show you guys what happens against like match coverage too. This is really good. I think this is super, super good. Let's go to 245. Let's go palms. Yeah. Palms can be a little weird sometimes, but for the most part, I mean, it pretty much always does this. So I mean, same exact setup. We're gonna see either A. See, they bumped into each other right there, but A is wide open. We had B as well. Super good play. Super good play, guys. It's to the wide side. Really good. Really good. They don't work too well in current gen. I can look into that. What, like this play right here? This play should work better than the other bomb, because the other bomb takes advantage of poor movement from defense. This one should work out pretty well, actually. If you give that a try, Vitch, let me know how this rolls out for you. If you give this play a try, because it's really more manipulating the zone coverage, which the zone coverage principles are pretty similar between the two. It's really just a movement issue. But again, you see this time we can throw B. Really good. This play is awesome, actually. Like just an absolute nuke. I love it. Against any kind of baseline press. I love it. Boom, 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 boom. This doesn't work right here. If you remind me, I'll try it at the end of this. Cover 4 match, or yeah, so cover 4. How do you beat man with 3 1-steps and do squalls? I haven't had an issue with that either. We talked about beating man earlier. Your biggest thing, like if you're actually getting, like if you don't have good receivers, your best bet is going to be these tight ends, right? These tight end out routes are just insanely good. And then having, I'm not baseline pressed if that means anything. It does a little bit because the cover 4 is not going to be nearly as good without baseline press. Because like if they don't baseline press it right, then our corner routes and our crossers get outside it. You know what I'm saying, Seahawks? We can raw and throw a corner route and raw and throw a crosser against non-baseline press to cover 4 drop. It's fine because there's no zone there. They just won't get out there. Whereas against baseline press, we can't. Yes, cover 4 quarters. Later, Chalk, I appreciate you coming through. Cover 4 quarters and cover 4 palms, both. Palms is going to be more aggressive. Quarters actually is decent. Quarters is actually decent. But this bomb right here will take out both of them. It'll nuke both of them. Every once in a while they bump oddly, so it's not as good. But I mean, again, like you see, we had both of them wide open. Against what defense are you doing, Vitch? Tell me exactly what you're doing. I'll hop on over to current gen in a second. Again, just boom, roll out. And see right there, so that's an example of like the one time we've ran it where it doesn't work just because the game, that's the best example of the game being inconsistent. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, the play did not change. This play did not change. It just, every once in a while, it's a little stupid. And it's like that just across the board with us, which is frustrating. I actually mean to leave that halfback, so it might not work. Okay, still did. We had both of them open that time. That's a cover 2. This isn't cover 2. This isn't cover 2. This is palms. Dollar form. Okay, so but you're not are you based on pressing or no? So what I'm showing here is like a way to bomb cover 4. Palms and whatchamacallit. But you see, it looks like cover 2 because it glitches it out. That's what's nice about it. Yeah, so it's not gonna bomb that because Seahawks, if they're in a defense like this, like say this is cover 4 drop, if they're in a defense like this, we can raw and throw a corner out against it, right? It's when they're like this that rolling out and throwing a corner out or rolling out and throwing a crosser becomes super hard. Because look at where the zones are. It becomes super hard to do that because those zones are gonna drop back they're already at the sideline and they're gonna drop back slow because there's no route pushing them back. That's when we want to go for the bomb with this play. That's when. And let me know if I'm not making that clear enough. I can explain it a little bit better. But yeah, Spree, there are differences in quarters and palms. I actually like quarters a lot this year, but this will bomb both of them. Yeah. But beating man with 3 1. So we talked about beating man earlier, so if, either you can rewind now or watch back in the VOD later. But I mean, like, tight end out routes are going to just kill man coverage. Just kill it. Just kill it. Same with this B route right here. We'll do a good job against man too if you have like a good player right there. Did you audible or just press cover? I'm just pressing coverage. What do you mean? I'm not audibling. See, look, this is cover 4. This is match right here. So I'll show you guys like this is this. See? And so say this time, so that was against match, and then against drop, which drop is when they just play regular, like the actual zones. This is what it looks like. So boom, 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 boom. You can quick snap it, serious. I'm gonna have some stuff on that probably in the next 2 weeks. So this is against drop. You see right there how it plays differently, but it's still 1-play touchdown. Yeah, this play isn't meant for non-baseline. This play is really good against baseline. Baseline press, that's when you want to run this play right here. You're good, Seahawks. It'll work. I know for a fact it'll work the same. Yeah, this play right here is meant for baseline. Baseline press. Really good. Really, really good. Love it. The only thing that will give this issues if they were to baseline press like this and put like thirds out there, then it won't be as open. But no one really does that. You shouldn't run into that ever. We see like how the third gets back there. But then, I mean, even that won't be open against drop, but against match it is. So yeah, let me know if that's not like quite clear enough. I can try to explain it a little bit better, the differences between the two. But let's go over. So yeah, that's me going over the cover 4 beater. I hope that little segment like helps out quite a bit with that, because this play literally, you see baseline, run this play, PA stretch shot, set it up like this, have it going to the wide side. If you're on the other hash, go to the left. Do you have a certain mindset when playing the game? Well, it's weird now. Like when I was playing, like when I was taking every game super seriously, yes. Like every game was like a super lock in. Like don't make mistakes, don't be stupid, and you'll win. You'll win games. Now I just like I like to just play the game and have fun now, especially on stream. But like in terms of like making sure you win the game, like just the biggest thing is like your mindset has to be like just don't make stupid mistakes. Like so many people lose games because they do one stupid thing, especially this year. Like it's even worse this year. You just can't you can't fuck up. You just can't. You just can't. You can't fuck up. That's really my mindset between it. Like I want to score a touchdown every single drive, and every single play could be your chance to get on defense. Every single play could be your chance to get a pick or to force a fumble. So you want to be locked in. So when they make that one bad read, your user's there to scoop it. You know what I'm saying? This is a weird one. How do you make your own defensive and offensive scheme? Okay, sure. It's actually a pretty easy. Clearance. I think you should go to a different ebook site to figure out that one. We don't actually offer that one here. No, so the question this time is, well, I just lost my, oh yeah. How do you make your own defensive and offensive scheme? Really easy. Easiest answer ever, okay? Whatever formation your little heart desires, find a way to beat the offensive meta. So find a way for your defense to bag the offensive meta, and then find a way for your offense to beat the defensive meta. If you can do both of those things, there you go. Like seriously, it's as simple as that. Like, and that's why I preach always that bomb not consistent. I just did it like, I think I got it 9 out of 10 times. I run in game all the time. You watching my videos. But no, so like. Shoot, I just lost my train of thought again. Yeah, so I mean, literally, like, this is simple. Like, how do you win more games in Weekend League? Make sure your offense can beat the meta, and make sure your defense can stop the meta, and you will win significantly more Weekend League games. It's simple. Have a plan against the meta. Like, it's very, very simple. I'm doing a practice. Well, what gen are you on? Are you on current gen or next gen? I'll switch over here in a second. So GMC, what you want to do is go against a baseline press defense, okay? A baseline press defense. So you see, here's my play. Here it is. Like, no funny business. I'm trying to snap it. Jeez. Boom. Trying to snap. Boom. Now watch. Make sure you have that weird deep corner route going to the wide side of the field. So I'm on the left hash. Make sure he's going to the wide side, the long side of the field, right to left. So if I'm on this hash, you want to go the other way. It's a baseline beater, yes. A good clear out, literally a good setup for clear out. I know literally like quick snapping it will bomb cover 3. I know that. It is a baseline press beater. That is what it's meant for. Yeah, no, I wasn't clear enough on that. Meant for baseline press, because that's the defense that gives us the biggest issues. At least me, the biggest issue. And no, you're good. You're good. Good question. But that's the defense that gives me the biggest issue. So that's a good question. Best way to get hot blondes. So there's like in Vegas, there's a lot of them like walking around that you can get. It's like a cheap price. Can you make it to where Spreader won't be able to win the $100? Actually, Spreader is so like, I don't think he has a way to like accept the $100. How do you personally read a defense? Where do your eyes go and why? So I've talked about that. I've talked about that a little bit already. Basically, if I'm rolling out, it's just a high-low read between the crosser, the drag underneath, and the delay fade. Right? It's just like it's a triangle, really, is what that is. When I'm rolling out, if I'm sitting in the pocket, I just try to read one half of the field, starting with the outside corner. But I talked about that a little bit more earlier. I think rolling out is the easiest way to pass, though. Sitting in the pocket's kind of hard. Rolling out, it just makes it so simple because you limit the amount of defenders you need to see. You limit the amount of routes you need to choose. It's super simple. Like, that's the best way to begin passing. Is Spreader going to drop a 3-4 odd ebook on the site? I don't think so. Not as of now. I'm in talks with him. He's asking for way too much. Why did you decide gun deuce close over gun box? Gun box is gun flip trips, which I don't think is very good. I don't think very good. Do you know a good setup for clear out FL in the Washington bunch? So like, yeah, I can show it. So like this right here, this is actually why I want to get in bunch, or like I'm gonna start running bunch here soon, I think, out of Washington. And if you so you want to be on a hash. Remember, guys, hashes are so important in this game. Hashes are so important in this game. This ebook has made every single game a first mistake and you lose because I never get stopped on offense, but D is still really hard. Flip trip is like fun, but like, so right here, watch this, right? Let me actually, boom. This is a pretty good bomb for it. And you're gonna see A is wide open. If you have a fast tight end right there and they're not in match coverage, it's super open. Literally, and that's just me snapping the ball. You can put your halfback on like an out route if you wanted to, I think. Yeah. And 40's matching, which that almost never happened. It's just because I'm in cover 3 match. I actually like McDonald's hash browns quite a bit. But I mean, you can motion this guy out if you wanted to too. Yeah, no, like this play is just insane. Like, yeah, just get a fast tight end right here. Again, they're in match, so he's just gonna match up a little bit. Level switch at a trips tight end, trips Y flex. Switch should be the I know what play you're talking about. I'm setting 5 at it. Seriously, I'm setting 5 at it, and I'm saying you need to make a read every single play. As dumb as that sounds. Yep, I did know that. It actually also bombs drop cover 4 as well, I found out the hard way. I wanted to go face cam. Why do I want to do that? Yeah, so against most of these formations, right now, everybody wants to send 5 routes out for the most part. I'm working to find a new blitz to add onto what we have, but the blitz that we have, let me actually just go. I just don't know how to respond to that, to be honest with you. Funsky. Or not Funsky, Vich. Here, I'm going to go to Civil GG, and I'm going to show you guys exactly the play I'm talking about. But like against any of that, like I'm going to send a blitz at them, and they are going to have to make a read. Because they're going to throw you a pick. This year, zones are too bad to stay in match coverage the entire time. So, like, let's go PC right here. Ebooks. Did they find one? Yeah, so design for bunch works for all. This base Mike Blitz 3 setup. So, like, look at this. This, if they send out the halfback. Now, this is against bunch, but the concept applies to everything. I'm on PC, right? Yeah. Okay, the concept applies to everything. They send out all the receivers. We're going to have somebody come free on them. In this defense, they're going to have to literally snap throw every single ball up and down the field if they're sending out their halfback and tight end. Now, if they start blocking their halfback and tight end, 1, I'm working on a blitz to come in a little bit better against that. And 2, we can mix in between the 5-man, which is going to get really good like pressure and collapse the pocket, or we're going to go between our max coverage setups, which we also have inside the ebook. And those are probably like the best ways to go about it, I think. I don't know where that is, Yanyo. Exactly, GMC. A lot of people send 5 and roll out. Or send out 5 and roll out. That's why we're sending 5, because we're going to be able to get somebody free. That's what's so awesome about it. We get somebody free on one of the edges, and they are going to be under pressure the entire game, which means eventually they are going to throw us a pick. And this game, you guys all know, defense is really hard. So being able to get pressure where someone's going to throw us that pick eventually, it just increases your chance to win the game an insane amount. Explain when the flat should be a 5 or 10. So really, that's kind of like a preference thing. I actually kind of like it at 10 more right now. I like my flats at 10 and let them throw a flat underneath because they don't drop back far enough. So if it's at 10 and they throw a flat, I can usually hit them for like a gain of 4 or 5. 5 would be more of a situation. Sorry, bitch. 5 would be more of a situation that's like a 4th and 5, a 3rd and 5, like that. I prefer them at 10 right now. They do a good job against short corners and deeper out routes, and they tackle the flat pretty well too. So I would really 10's a good spot. And then obviously end of half situation, drop them back. Like they go for a Hail Mary or like it's 20 seconds left, maybe put them at 25. You know, a little situation awareness, right? So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on that. So that's the thoughts on giving Vich the $100. Thoughts on giving Vich the $100 to give to Vich mommy. Unlikely. Although what I am gonna do, I'll say this here. I'm having issues getting people from the site to join the Discord correctly and like to get like the Civ Wave access. So I'm probably gonna end up doing is making the $100 giveaway only for people inside the Discord. So you guys are all already available to do that. But yeah, rig $100 for clearance. Parentheses. Don't read out loud. Heard. Yeah, I'm gonna watch a Jake Paul fight. What do you put your flats in the end zone? Really good question. Actually, awesome question. Let's. I will typically put my flats at default, and then check this out. Flats at default for the cover 2, and then I will man up the halfback a lot of the times. Because a lot of people want to quick throw that. But cover 2 in the red zone, or inside like the 10-yard line, really good. Really good. One of the best ones. Between that and just man-to-man coverage with your safeties in flat zones instead of the deep halves, really good. Big fan of it. Yeah, I think that's awesome. I would show that in game. I don't even think that needs to be like really showed in game. It's just a matter of like I like to man up the how to stop table routes. Literally always beat me. Literally, you have to man up the half like a linebacker on the table route side. Literally, that's why I say that. Nothing else is gonna play it. You have to literally man up the halfback on or the linebacker on the halfback side to the halfback to stop the table routes. And every idiot just wants to throw it. For some reason, it's just the most idiotified route ever. People just love just to snap it and throw it. It's awesome. So literally just man that up is super. It gets bagged. It's really hard to throw after that. You man it up on that side and it still beats it? Because I don't have that issue, Clarence. I don't have that issue, Clarence, at all. Where does it beat you at? Or where are you manning it up from? Because like if you're manning it up right here, Clarence, let's just see. Let's just see in practice mode, right? That's why we're here. So bunch is a good example of a formation that people be doing that out of. And let's go to D5 wide. Let's go to Tampa 2. And oops. So I would just man him up like this. And this is literally with Justin Houston. And I would take this guy and I'd like put him in a spy or something like that. You know, you can get a little crazy with them. But it looked like this, right? And now if they send a table route out, like it's pretty hard to throw. They can throw it a little bit sooner, I guess they can. Let's see. Let's see if they can throw or a little bit later rather. But I mean, like, if you have anybody who's not named Justin Houston right there, if you have to man it up from that side though. If you don't man it up from that side, it's a little sketchier. They throw it late. Let me see. I mean, I'll see. I haven't had that issue, and I'll try it right here. I mean, he caught it. But that seems like a mad work for you. Dude, I don't have no openings. He did catch it. If it really is coming to like that, though, Clarence, like where you're actually experiencing that issue, what you should do is hard flat that side as well then. Which isn't like the most ideal thing ever, but like doing something like this, because now it super won't be open. You know what I'm saying? Now it just can't be open. Like he's gonna get hit as soon as he catches it. He might get half a yard, which if it's in that situation where the half a yard is what is what gets him the touchdown, then, well, one, I don't know why he's even throwing that. He should just be calling goal line. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on it. I'm not sure. Is that like a decent? Another thing you could do too, Clarence, is something like this where you man up the end on him and then hard flat that linebacker. This will do okay. This will do okay. I'm not gonna say it's the best, but I mean, like, it's a pretty hard, like, it's gonna give up a yard, but to be fair, if it's literally a yard that's make or break, it's a yard. Another thing too is to try to go down and user it too, although that's pretty hard. Later, Yanyo. But yeah, no, that's how I stop it for the most part. I don't have any issue stopping it when I try to stop it, though, I feel like. Although maybe I do. And yeah, Clarence, let me know if you're still having issues with that. If it becomes like an actual issue that you have consistently. I have a question. How do you baseline? Good answer. Or good question. You're going to hit Y or triangle and then right on the D-pad. Boom. But in your coaching adjustments, there's a coaching adjustment that reads auto-align that you can only do it in-game. You can't do it in practice mode. It reads auto-align, and it goes from default to baseline to man. You're going to scroll it to base, and then your defense will always be baseline. You don't even have to do what I just did. But if you don't do that, it's going to be Y or triangle, then right on the D-pad. Easy. Easy. But you know, that got through. Let Clarence create a Wildcat ebook on the site from Yanyo. Unlikely. Yeah. That's really everything I have through here, and I talked about a couple things I wanted to talk about. I do hope this is like helpful for you guys. Okay, I do want to make it a consistent thing, and bring more and more people in here as we can get more and more questions. And as we bring other creators onto the site, even bring them to be a part of this. I do think this is extremely helpful for making the ebooks a little bit more, I guess, I don't know if digestible is the right word, just like understandable, right? Because like there are little things that like just get like lost in the communication between how I communicate it to you guys. And so I think this is like a good little like touch up on that. This will be available as a VOD too inside the members dashboard in the Civ University tab. I'll upload that probably tomorrow. And you'll be able to just go through and watch it if there's anything that you wanted to like, I don't know, sit back on, I guess. But you know, I like this idea. We're gonna be doing it once a month. The next one will be near the end of September. Will be a lot different. We'll have probably two new ebooks on the site. I can't guarantee anything right now. I'm in talks with a few other creators to try to get stuff. It's just hard right now with the comp season literally going on. Can you go over to current gen? What's up? What do you have on current gen? Sad Seahawks. What's the question on current gen? GMC. So the hitch route, the stick play. Remember, I talked about it in that. I talked about it in the live stream or in the ebook rather. It's really not meant to be a man beater. Okay, so you really shouldn't have. It's meant to be beating zone and when they double Mabel. You need help on current gen defense. The defense should carry over pretty well. It's honestly pretty similar to last year. The first. Yeah, so GMC, you want to run that stick play when they're putting double flat zones on both outsides and they're in zone, or if they're heavy blitzing you. If you have a corner right on their back, you're not running the play in the correct situation. And I talk about that a little bit in the video if you want a little bit more in depth. But I'm hoping that helps a little bit because it's not meant to be like it's meant to be attacking the middle of the field when when they don't have resources available in the middle of the field. But yeah, let's try this. Let's see what the issue is. So what is the issue that you're having right now, Hollow? Are you running the are you running the defense ebook, or what are you doing right now? Let's see, boom. Do they have coaching adjustments here? They do have coaching adjustments here. Jeez, that's crazy, actually. Awesome, good stuff. They don't have coaching adjustments on next gen, but they do here. Sick. Okay. You're just running double Mabel? Oh, okay. So you're not. So one thing I would say, like, having a blitz is really nice. Double Mabel's cool. Double Mabel's a nice thing to have, but having a blitz threat's really nice, and that's why I like Because like mixing in double Mabel with a blitz threat like this, and this is what we do in the ebook. Whoops. Is look at this type of coverage right here, and then if they send 5 out, you're gonna see that you're gonna get pretty good pressure off the outside. As I just don't get the pressure at all. So here, let's try it again really fast. I can't stop the run at 35, so I switched to regular nickel defense. Crazy ass people run goal line 310. Do you stay in 35? I haven't had that issue. That's so weird that people are having like just totally different experiences than me. So yeah, I stick at 3D5. You're showing face cam? Oh, okay. Awesome. Whoops. I'd be forgetting. I'll talk about that in a second, Sean. So yeah, so this is a defense. If you add this in, this is inside the defensive ebook, but if you add this in literally with the double Mabel you're already doing, you're gonna have pretty good success, honestly. But as simple as like, if they send 5 out, you're gonna be able to get people in. Jeez, the user moves so much faster in current gen. So I would go between this blitz right here, which again is explained pretty well inside the ebook, but you just spread your line and crash up. And go between that and your double Mabel, and you're gonna be giving most people pretty decent fits. You're gonna see right there, we come screaming off the edge. And obviously, the faster people you have there, the better it'll be. But I like the double Mabel that you're doing already. I think that's going to be pretty good for you for the most part. Yeah, that is frustrating, Clarence. I agree. So, Sean, I'm on current gen, but like this still applies to next gen. I talked about this a little bit in the beginning, but we can go over it really fast again. So, if you're playing somebody who you know is running the ball so GMC, I'll handle this really fast. So, against trips, you're right, they do. So, this is a glitch adjustment. So, let's say we're in this defense. Take that slot guy, put him in a vert hook, okay? Put him at like 5 yards. Most people will not be able to make the read, and they will mess this up. They'll try throwing that seam fast, and he's right in position. That is literally what so many people do. I get so many picks off that. Again, you're not protecting that left flat. But if they are snap throwing that seam, that's really good. I love it. But okay, get into Sean's question. Jensen Nutrition. If you're playing somebody who you know they're gonna run the ball, Okay, cover 2 man. This is like the most like OD run defense. Cover 2 man, and let's go to like a halfback stretch, for example. Let's pick it. Okay, we want to make sure that slot corner is on the correct side, so you might have to flip sometimes. Then we're just going to spread, crash up like we usually do, then spy these linebackers, okay? Spy the linebackers and move your user back. If he's up here, you might be able to shoot the gap better, but it's more congested, so you don't get as much like free-flowing. You know what I'm saying? You'll get caught up pretty easily. If you're back here, you have more space to kind of react to the user. So you're back here. They snap it, you kind of hesitate, now you're flowing to the ball, and we get 30 people there. Because watch what happens when you spy these safeties, Sean, and everybody else. And we talked about this a little bit in the beginning. But you have these bad boys, they're coming down. Now, what I'll say is, I'm not a liar here. You doing this is much easier to throw the ball. Yeah, and GMC, that's why, I know, it's frustrating. But to be able to send a blitz, you're going to be giving something up. But I agree with you, GMC. It's very frustrating. But that's why I don't even show that inside the ebook, because it's hard to. Why so serious? Yes. It's if you hit A on your user and then up on the right stick and then cancel that, so close it or cancel it, you'll be able to see buttons again, is my understanding. I haven't done that yet, though. But just a big thing to help with your run defense under center is to just move your user back and then utilize these safeties. You can even do something like this, where you have 1 deep blue still to help take away any bombs, and you spy 1 safety. Again, it's too hard on next gen to shoot gaps right now to be able to even to suggest shooting gaps because your user is just too slow. Okay, and that's just a fact of the matter. So right here, we're gonna be able to come down, and you see people are flowing to the ball. Being baselined also helps pretty well too. Let's go against like a heavier set. It's gonna be the same idea though. So let's go against a. Let's go. Do we have a? Yeah. So we have a tight. We have a tight. So we'll go with RPO, or not RPO, but rather a power O. And then again, like, if it's a super, like this guy is running the ball on you, is spread your D line, spy both your safeties, and just have your user back a little bit further. All right. If they're hitting you at dive a ton, just pinch your D line. Simple as that. Right. It's just kind of like spread or pinch depending on their favorite run play. And then boom, power O. Now we're going. And you don't want to over pursue the user. User's back so he can flow. Okay? We can't shoot gaps this year, so you don't want to overcommit, or else you're going to look like an idiot. But yeah. So, I mean, this guy running a lot of stretch, let's say, for example. We'll spread the D-line. Boom. You know, I'm kind of keeping my user a little, not too much in the mesh, a little free-flowing, where I'm able to do some different things. If I think he's running a lot of dive, simple. Same thing. We're just spying both of these safeties. Gets them to both. Watch how they come down so hard. And again, if you want to keep one of the safeties in deep blue, you can. It's fun. But let me know if that answers it pretty well. No doubt. Yeah. No, you're good. It's literally like it's super easy, super easy. And it's nice because cover 2 man's an audible for us. So let's say we're in our normal defense and they audible down. Boom. It takes 2 seconds. It takes 2 seconds to do. Super fast. Later, Corinth. I appreciate you. Let me know if it's glitchy. It's sad that we can fix. Yeah. I'm very frustrated. Like truthfully, being again like 100% transparent with you guys. I never want to like really like hide things or whatever. I'm pretty frustrated right now with the devs, some of the developers who I've been talking with over at EA, and a lot of the decisions that happened, even stemming back from the summer, I've been pretty frustrated, like in my conversations with them. But it's just kind of like what we're dealing with. It's not the end of the world. We've honestly, like I said, like that's why I like both what we're doing on offense and defense, because we're working through those little bugs on both sides of the ball and making things simple. Our defense, I think almost every single one of our defensive setups has no quick adjusting, like no individual quick adjusting on players, and it's all like 4 setups or less, which you can do like that. Just anybody can do it. So I like that a lot. But like I said, I'm frustrated. I'm looking forward to patches to see how these patches play out. Clearance, don't do that. Don't do that unless you don't baseline. If you are baselined and you run Mike Blitz 0, the mana sign's will be messed up. Don't know why. Good thing though. Yeah. Hollow TV. It's not next gen D. It's just D. A big part of what I've been doing here too is making sure that everything I have is gonna work on both consoles. But work on both generations, or else it's just not fair to you guys, right? So that's been like a part of my process and like developing things, and it'll continue to be at least for the majority of the year. It seems like. I mean, that's just a big deal for me. I want to make sure that things work on both consoles. So really, the process, how it works, to take you behind the scenes, is I play next gen. Everything I use is designed on next gen. It is overly tested on next gen. Yeah, Vitch. Then I take it into probably 5, 6, 7, 8 current gen games, and I kind of see like, okay, what's working and what's not. For the most part, things work pretty consistently. And for what doesn't work, I just kind of either find a way to like adjust it a little bit in the ebook to where it'll work on both, or I will like blatantly say it inside the ebook that, hey, this only works on current gen and next gen. I actually haven't had that issue come up yet, but that's the plan. So, yeah. Is there a way to audible down from bunch to deuce close? Yes. Take out one of your wide receivers, put in a tight end right there. Then you'll be in bunch, and you'll be able to audible down to deuce close. But yeah, no. Do we have another question by chance? I think we covered a good amount of stuff. I think we did. Yeah, I know, Hollow. It's the same. Do up downs? Maybe. I'm gonna do them off stream, I think. No, bunch time's the same as last year on the current gen. Super good. But no, guys, I'm gonna wrap this up. I appreciate y'all. This is the first episode of this. We're gonna be doing this monthly. I think again, I actually love this idea. I think it helps bring you guys a little bit more behind the scenes and help fill in some of the cracks that happen when you're just reading off an ebook, right? If you guys have suggestions for anything, please let me know. I have a suggestion thing inside your members dashboard that you can easily use to do anything, or just directly reach out to me. I'm pretty available to contact. But yeah. The VOD of this will be up tomorrow on the website inside the Civ University dashboard. You watch a fight? I am. Huge Jake Paul fan. People hate him. I love him. Absolutely, Michael. Yeah, and let me know if there's ways that I can optimize this a little bit better to be able to, help you guys more. I was a little bit all over the place today. I felt like, so I kind of want to improve that next month. But I mean, I like this. We should have another 2 ebooks by the next time we do this. I'm currently working on some stuff behind the scenes. So, yeah. Good stream, boys.